Hey, welcome back to Rust Warren Home Garage. My name is Tim, and we're still working on this old 71 here, trying to get it to run. I have run into some issues with the valve being stuck on number 6 cylinder, and I think today what we're going to end up doing is we're going to pull off the head and take a look and inspect and see what's going on. Hopefully the valve did not drop down and hit a piston, so let's get started. Well, man, I can tell whoever had this, they sure changed the oil real good. Man, look at that down in there. Wow. Okay, there's no telling how many miles this motor has on it, but hey, we ain't got much to lose here. I want to continue and let's get this one head off here and just see what's going on there. In these old Fords, you got plenty of room to sit down here. I'm actually standing on the ground in between the radiator and the cross member. Well, we got all the bolts loose here, and let's see what kind of chore this is going to be to get her to knock loose here. And it's been on here quite some time, and I'm quite sure it don't want to give up too easy. So yeah, I know some of you guys will say, don't put it in there, don't put it in there, you break it. Well, it's steel, it's American steel. I don't believe it's gonna break very easy myself, but hey, it's an old cheap motor. We really don't know what we're doing here. Just trying to check this thing out and see if it is repairable or not. So hey, it is what it is, right? Well, hey, now that's a good sign. It's got antifreeze in it. That's a good sign. Yeah. Looking like good old American steel here. There it is right there. And it was sealed, and I don't see any leaks in the head gasket. Let's get this head set out on the ground out here, or on the back of this tailgated truck, and we'll take a look at it. We're looking in here. It don't look too bad. The cylinder in question possibly is right here, and there's not even really a ring groove. Got just a little. You're gonna have that somewhere, but there is a little bit you can catch your fingernail on, possibly. As far as the tightness of the piston in there, not bad. That's more concerning than anything, is all that carbon buildup. However, someone had put this motor in here from another vehicle. It is a front sump, which this truck needs a rear sump. I do have an oil pan for a rear sump, so we may end up pulling the pan off of it and just looking. I don't know how far or how deep we're going to go, but I'm fixing to take a look at this head. I wanted to investigate the cylinders a little more on this side right quick, and let's check out the head. Well, we're going to have to take off this fan assembly and take this bracket off. This bolt here looks like they cross-threaded it into there, and I'm going to have to take that. I'm going to take that off with the head and then get it out to where I can take a look at it and get it out of there, possibly without breaking out of the stand here, which that is aluminum. I did heat on the exhaust to get some of that out, but I just want to be more delicate with this. This piece here, I'm sure you can still get, but still yet I want to see if I can't salvage it. Well, this is interesting. Okay, I could put a, I guess they strip that out and put a nut on the back side of this. Very interesting. Well, I did get to get this bolt off right here, part of this, and looks like I can bend this back just a little right here. Still has my oil dipstick tube held up there. We can still pull the head off that direction and still take a look here. That's a good sign that antifreeze is coming out over there for sure. Oh, look at there. There's some nest in there. Look at there. Good green antifreeze. Nice, nice. Well, it don't feel like there's very much ring groove there. Uh, in fact, not even enough to catch a nail on. Huh. That's promising for sure. All right, we got the other head off here and taking a look. As you can see, I don't believe anybody really changes the oil in this thing very much. That's kind of interesting, but back in the day, they just added old nasty oil to it, I'm quite sure. I do have some cleaning up to do here. All of this is not a very hard job. It's very simple on these old things, these old trucks and motors. They were built relatively tough. Now, I did dig around inside there in the galley and clean out some of that uh, oil that had caked up, and this is what we got out of it. Now, I know you guys are going to say, well, that's quite disturbing. Well, it really don't bug me. I mean, if I have to pull the pan and clean it, that's fine as well. Looking at those cylinders, as I said before, I don't really think you can catch your fingernail in one. There's not a lot of burnt oil on top of each one of those pistons. And the old motor does turn real smooth and free. We hadn't had any, hadn't had it start yet though. We put fire on top of them pistons, you know, that could be a different story. So I'm going to have to get this out. I'm going to have to heat that up. This is aluminum, as I said before, but I went ahead and snaked the head out of there. You guys got any comments? Like I say, just drop them down there in the comment section. I'm quite sure I'm doing this probably all wrong, but hey, I'm old school, and you know, it is what it is. So this will wrap it up on this episode. and we will be back with more hopefully next week. Thanks for watching. If you hadn't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, so you can keep up with this if you're interested in things like this. Again, it's just an uh, old truck that we're working on here. And again, as I said, this is in my backyard. It is nothing elaborate or fancy. We don't have a shop. We just do it as we can, and just have fun with it. So again, we're going to get this whole thing running, whether it clatters, knocks, smokes. We're going to see what happens. And long story short, at the end of the day, hey, we're in this whole thing pretty cheap. Let's just see what we can do with it. We'll see y'all on the next one.